Come on, this is right off the tip. Like, what? Okay, hold on a second. So, Giannis is guarding who? Lillard's guarding who? Middleton's guarding who? How's this happening? This is right off the jump. So, this is more bad transition defense. Brook Lopez cannot just stand in a random spot on the floor and transition. I got to find someone to guard. So I got to be over here, ready to guard. Like, you're just standing around the middle of nowhere. So now the Celtics have a 3-on-2 on the weak side of the floor. Okay, if I'm Malik Beasley, where is my help here? Stop. Brook Lopez is right here in the gaps. Okay, he needs to get up the line a little bit, but if I'm Malik Beasley, show your hands. Force Jason Tatum. I want to force him into this help. You got your hands on Jason. You're not forcing him anywhere. So now he can spin off you. He's in the paint. Brook Lopez is coming to double right here. Stop. Why is Chris Middleton going to the ball and Giannis? And Malik Beasley can't be staring at the ball because Porzingis is cutting here. He's got to take the cutter. Middleton's got to get out. So if this pass gets made, Middleton's rotating here and Lopez is rotating up. And Giannis certainly's got to get out of the paint. You have 5 Bucks players in the paint right now. Again, if I'm Chris Middleton, where is my help? Now, Brook Lopez needs to be rotating down here. I got to be halfway between the ball and the three-point line. Chris Middleton should be able to be up and forcing Tatum into help right here. I can stunt, I can recover. But you're letting him go baseline. Brook Lopez isn't rotating to the ball. That's a joke. You have to switch here. You cannot run drop coverage. Giannis is going to get up and take Derek White. Damian Lillard's going to underneath, going to battle with Kristaps Porzingis. Brook Lopez can get here in the gaps. I'll have help in the gaps here, and when Damian Lillard switches, I'll have help everywhere. But you're running a layup line. This is a layup line, so everyone collapses and Al Horford's open. I'm not worried about the ball when it's across half court. If I'm Beauchamp, I'm sprinting back to the three-point line. See, you're guarding the ball. So now instead of being in the gap so Damian Lillard can play up on Derek White, knowing he has help right here, he can't. This has got to be a double team. Damian Lillard, all we need to do is get this dribble picked up. So I'm going to double. Connaughton's going to rotate. Everyone's going to rotate. As soon as the dribble's picked up, Lillard can rotate. But you can't leave Beauchamp on an island with Jason Tatum. Really. Okay, so Damian Lillard goes to double here. Fine. Now, Giannis should be rotating here, but Damian Lillard, for whatever reason, goes right back to Peyton Pritchard. Okay, fine. So on this closeout right here, okay, stop. Damian Lillard's going to be late getting out because he went to the first pass. So I got to get up and close and force to the middle where I have help. Damian Lillard closes to where he doesn't have help. I got to communicate here in transition if I'm Giannis. I'm not getting to Jason Tatum right here. So I got to sprint back this way because Bobby Portis has got to slide over to Tatum. But Giannis is jogging into the middle of nowhere. And not guard past the three-point line away from the ball. Underneath the three-point line, I'm in the gaps. This dribble needs to get picked up now, but Bobby Portis, what are you doing? So now Giannis has to come over and help, and what is going on here in transition? Bobby Portis is taking the ball. Fine, it's transition defense. Half-court matchups mean nothing. So Bobby Portis is going to take the ball. Chris Middleton has no one to guard. Good, then you'll be in help. But all of a sudden, Bobby Portis just stops guarding the ball. So now Chris Middleton's not ready to guard the ball. Pat Connaughton's not rotating to the ball, and that was terrible. How many mistakes do you want to count on this possession? First of all, Chris Middleton needs to switch underneath the screener. You're switching over the top. And stop. Cameron Payne should be in feet set, defensive stance. I'm in the gaps at all times, right? I'm seeing ball, I'm seeing man. Instead, Cameron Payne's feet are not set. He's not seeing the ball, and it's a kick out for 3. Again, it's another atrocious switch. Chris Middleton needs to get underneath the screener. So you're switching over the top. See, if I'm underneath, I'm already here and in the gaps. So now Bobby Portis can get up and force Tatum into some help right here. But you're still switching. So now Bobby Portis is playing off. What is Chris Middleton doing here? The Bucks are going to switch this screen. Why is Chris Middleton at the elbow? Like, get up the line. What? Again, if you're Chris Middleton here, stop. Where's my help? Brook Lopez has no one to guard. So we're just going to be up. We're going to force Jaylen Brown right into this help. He has no one to... There's nothing but help. Now, Beauchamp and Cameron Payne should be back too. There should be all that help. But instead, you're letting him go away from it. Okay, it's another terrible switch. Andre Jackson Jr. switching over the top as opposed to underneath, but it doesn't matter right now. We're not guarding above the three-point line away from the ball. I'm getting underneath the three-point line. I'm in the gaps, okay? Like, you're guarding above the three-point line now for no reason, and now Porzingis is going to catch this, and you're beat backdoor. You cannot run drop coverage on pick and pops. This has to be one switch, two switch. Look what happens if you switch. So Damian Lillard will be in the gaps, Brook Lopez will be fine, and Giannis will be underneath and switching, and he'll be in the gaps too, so Lopez has all the help in the world. But you're running drop coverage. Shoot around. It's a down screen. Damian Lillard's got it either. You're doing one of two things. You're staying attached and showing so Jaylen Brown can't curl, or you're just going to switch. But Damian Lillard does nothing. So Jaylen Brown's just going to curl right into the lane. It's completely unacceptable. Giannis needs to be sprinting back in transition. There's no way Kristaps Porzingis is getting this far ahead of you. There's a little too much space here for Chris Middleton. This is too far under you're going. You can't make contact with the screener if you're going under. Why can't we just switch this? Again, Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton will both be in the gaps right here for Brook Lopez. Giannis, too, can get over and help. Okay? I mean, you're going under this screen when there's a foot of space before the screen's even set. Okay, it's a stagger screen. Giannis cannot be going over this first one. He's got to go under, over, and Brook Lopez has to be attached anyways, because, again, he needs to show so Jaylen Brown can't curl, but in this case, he needs to switch. I mean, this is atrocious. Okay, Malik Beasley, stop. You cannot ask him to go over multiple ball screens. I gotta switch at least the first one. Look at the space on this handoff. Porzingis, you have to set the screen. So just come on. Okay, if you're Damian Lillard and you're going under this screen, first of all, Brook Lopez will have to give you space to go under, but you're trying to go over this screen first. That's not how this works. So now Jaylen Brown's on the other side ahead of you. That draws help. Brook Lopez falls. Okay, if you're Marjon Beauchamp, you can't guard with your back to the sideline. I got to get it to the baseline. I'm seeing ball. I'm seeing man. I'm in the gaps. You are begging Jaylen Brown to beat you backdoor. Okay, so the Bucks don't switch this screen. That's why Bobby Portis is out of position here. But if you're Bobby Portis and you're giving Derek White this angle right here, I have help all the way over here, but I got to get my hands off Derek White and up and force him into this help. My feet are not level to each other. I have no chance of sliding my feet if he crosses me over the other way. That's exactly what happens. What is going on here in transition? I mean, Marjon Beauchamp's clearly got to take the ball here. So you got to communicate this. So Pat Connaughton knows, I'm going to come to Jaylen Brown. So there's no communication there. How about here? Could we all get matched up here in transition? Everyone's standing around the middle of nowhere. Like, if you're Marjon Beauchamp, you always rotate to the ball so my feet get set. See, now I'm halfway between the ball and the three-point line, so I'm in the gaps. But look at this. Look at how long it takes you to rotate down. So now you're taking your feet towards the ball on the kick-out pass. You have no chance of getting out now. Again, in transition, please. Okay, Boston has this ball. Could we get back? Please. Why are you standing to do what? And no, it's a 2-on-1. Okay, again, in transition. So Pat Connaughton clearly, obviously, is taking the ball. He's got to communicate this, but Chris Middleton got to get down to Porzingis. Why is the Bucks' transition defense so bad? Now, two people guard the ball. So everyone's got to collapse on Porzingis, and Drew Holiday's open.